Hello Kitty, me gusta mi titties, me gusta mi booty, invito una selfie con filtro Hello Kitty.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Dangerous Game Spooktacular episode. I am Courtney with Reckless Cards, and I am joined by my spook co-host, Mrs. Squirts Cards, Sarah, the original Mrs. Breaker. How you doing today, baby girl?
I'm good. How are you?
Do you got another really scary episode? Because
I
yours
do,
are
and I got my little cat friend in the
so
background.
scary. Yours are so scary.
I know.
And you
I
have
got
a,
my
like
little cat
a
friend in the
murder
background.
cat in the background for no reason, just hanging out.
Just
She
chill
does not
out.
have a pet cat. If you're not watching this, this thing has been staring at us all night. I'm like, what is
And
it?
there's nothing there, which is
Yeah.
even
So if you're
better.
listening on the pod, if you're listening wherever you listen to podcasts, just shoot over to YouTube and check out the creepy freaking cat in the back.
There's nothing there to reflect. So
I don't
it's
know what
even
we don't
better.
know what it is.
And we're just gonna let it be there. And
It's
then
just-
once we're
it's
done
here.
for the night, I will just walk upstairs and go.
It's joined us.
It's new.
We did all this research for ghosts and we've summoned one in Sarah's house. Luckily, I'm in my basement and I don't see anything creepy. But
First off, I didn't summon crap, okay? Because I'm not stupid like the people in the last one.
yeah, Notre Dame, they're just like, hey, we're gonna do a bunch of ghost summoning.
Let's play. No, we don't play with Ghost.
That is a bad idea.
Ghost 101, remember this.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, I took you down a really dark hole last time.
Yeah, it was really horrible.
Well, let's just go down another dark hole.
Oh no, Sarah. Yours are terrible and scary. All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
I have my
I
pumpkin
have
beer.
never heard of this place because, one, I would never hear of it because it's not anywhere I'd go. It is a college stadium. So, just like another stadium we visited, this one has an eerie past as well. The grounds have been more torn up than others. If the ground could speak, it would tell us a tale of darkness and despair. When you head to a stadium, the last thing you think about is, what ghost could be haunting the grounds? Well, if you've ever visited the University of Wisconsin field, you may not think it, but have witnessed it. Camp Randall is a hotbed for various spectators, both dead and alive. From the death of Civil War soldiers to other tragedies, the likelihood of running into a ghost at the stadium is high. How did Camp Randall get its iconic name, you might ask? Camp Randall was named after Governor Alexander Randall in 1861, back in that old era again. The land where the stadium sits now was the host of the Wisconsin Fairgrounds in 1858. But when the government asked for soldiers in the North to fight in the Civil War, Randall made the decision to turn the fairgrounds into a training camp for new recruits. The camp trained over 70,000 Wisconsin troops during the war. The massive 53-acre plot of land was home to 40 barracks, a hospital, and so much more. During 1 month in 1862, over 1,200 Confederate prisoners of war were also held on the camp, and 140 of them would die on that soil.
Wow.
If
my
you-
sister went on a college tour. I went to high school in Wisconsin, for anybody who doesn't know that. And I lived really close to Madison, like
Oh, did you?
about like an hour and a half. So we went there a lot. And all of these, like, I actually know some of the Camp Randall stories. And I walked around there a couple times.
Well, it's kind of crazy. I think I love these type of things because it's like, ooh, I love history meeting modern. I just don't care about the things in between known as spirits. I just don't go well with them.
Yes.
So the 100 and let's see here. Excuse me. Where did I go? So 140 of them died on the soil. If you did not perish on the land, you were sent to another camp in Chicago because Camp Randall was once then deemed unsuitable for life. The 140 prisoners were buried at a nearby cemetery called Forest Hill Cemetery, and still today is deemed one of the most haunted cemeteries in the U.S.
Yep.
I'm down for this one, too.
We can go stay with my sister because she lives in Milwaukee, and we can go over there and hang out.
Oh, was kidding. But okay, we can go.
I got a lot of family in Wisconsin still, so.
I don't know. I'm scared. Because you will run into something.
Oh,
and
no.
I don't know. The 140 prisoners who died on the grounds were all placed into one mass grave, and a grave mark listed all of their names on it. The headstone would later be removed and then transferred to a storage at the Wisconsin Veterans Museum. The plot where these soldiers were buried was not taken care of, and it wasn't until a hotel manager moved in from Louisiana and took it upon herself to maintain the plot. When she died in 1897, she was buried right next to the 140 prisoners. That was her choice, by the way.
Yeah, well, she was probably one of those "the South will rise again" kind of gals from Louisiana.
We call that voodoo. And that's another thing I do not touch. Do not even.
No, that's close practice. We have no business messing with that, anyways.
I lived in Arkansas. I was close enough to Louisiana. I went there a few times, and I do not condone being stupid.
Well, because if you don't know what you're doing, you could cause yourself some problems.
You can be screwed. Very much so. Yeah, nope. I'm good. Good. I don't make anybody mad. That's what I do. Okay.
Yes.
That wouldn't be the only tragedy that struck the Camp Randall land. While waiting for a grant to make better bleachers than the wood ones that were in place, the bleachers collapsed during a game in 1915. There was no record of how many people died, but there was a casualty. At least a casualty involved in that. But it gets worse. The same time, the Camp Randall Stadium opened in 1917. It's like fully open for the Wisconsin Badgers, and it was considered the oldest one. Well, just like anything else that's old, rickety, it only got worse for the school. The stadium now housing the Wisconsin Badgers was known for its jump-around electric bounce house in the stands. So you got wood stands, bleachers that can't, have been through almost 100 years at this point. And you're trying to do this jump around, waiting for your cement, okay? You're all stupid, first off. In 1922, some of the remaining wooden bleachers burned down unexpectedly. Just poof. Just burned.
Spontaneous stadium
combustion. Yeah.
Okay. It seems like there's something nefarious afoot.
I feel like there was a spirit involved. Now, there's nothing that has ever proven that there was, and there's never been anything that's proven that there wasn't. But somehow some spontaneous combustion of wood was done, which it does happen. Let's get real. It can happen, but it's usually like soil and whatnot. Like, it's usually something that has that spontaneousness.
You know what I learned? We'll just like randomly blow up and start on fire, like hay bales.
Yep. That's why the lofts always have to be open. You have to keep the grain silos open too. They can explode as well.
Yeah.
Being an ag, we know that.
Yeah.
So, in addition to that, an even worse event happened on July 2nd, 1982, in the form of an unsolved murder. Oh. There was a student named Donna Moraz who was stabbed to death in front of Camp Randall Stadium. While they originally thought it was connected to a spree of serial killings that had been happening in the area for over 14 years, it was soon ruled out that she was not involved in that serial killing. She was killed on the campus by who knows what. And I'm like, no, we don't do this. What kind of witchcraft voodoo? No, so, gets better. Forest Hill Cemetery, where the 140 soldiers are rested now, unmarked are another 339 graves. Broken headstones, another no-no.
I hate that. Remind me when we're done, I have a super creepy story to tell about headstones.
Oh, I'm so down. Headstones creep the crap out of me. I will not lie to you. There is something eerie about a headstone. It can be clean, it can be pristine, But if it just has a look to it, like an aura, I guess you could say.
Yeah. My story's horrible, so carry on.
Great, can't wait. And it was also Native American holy grounds.
Oh, of
So
course.
you can only imagine, like, why are we playing with fire, people? Like, let's get real.
Everyone's just like, let's continue. Every one of yours has been like people making really poor choices. Like, let's just bury all these soldiers here. Let's like, native land and just like build something on it. Burnt down
Native
prisons.
Americans have their own beliefs, and when they have holy ground, if we infiltrate that or we disrupt that, like that's not good. Like that's not good for us. Like
You're
let's get real.
asking for it. I hope you're asking for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not asking for it. So this little cat in the background can go away. You might think that this has nothing to do with the stadium itself, but it does. It
Oh, you froze. You're super frozen.
where'd it go? He saw they disappeared. That would occur more times than the groundkeeper could count. For the most part, the spirit, as he now calls it, has no intentions of hurting him. He feels it's a lost soul looking for a way home. There have been other people who have experienced a more demonic entity, one that would taunt you until you left or would cause you to second guess ever coming back to the stadium again. All of these incidences mixed together make it an ideal place for ghosts to roam. Some fans have complained of headaches when they near the military burial plots. Although these accounts have not been verified, there have been plenty of sightings of Civil War wearing soldiers and hospital dressings over their injuries seen walking around the stadium. These spirits are getting bolder and bolder, coming to tailgaters before Badger games, almost seeming like they enjoy the crisp game day mornings of a time to prowl the stadium where they died. The soldiers are not the only ones that have been seen throughout the grounds of the cemetery and the stadium, but a woman in white has been seen too. It is believed to be the woman who took care of the plot when no one else would. The woman who asked to be placed next to the 140-person grave and is thought to be still taking care of those soldiers who lost their lives even after she lost her own. Fires, deaths, moving of headstones, uncared of plots, and more have soiled these soils. Spirits feast on items or locations, and with as much undisturbed ground going on at Camp Randall Stadium, it doesn't surprise me that there are some unhappy guests who may just never leave. The question is, are you brave enough to sit and wait to meet one, or even walk into the cemetery to greet them at their resting spot? Spirits will usually leave you be until you disrespect them or disrupt them. I reckon you should never do either. Respect the dead, and the dead may or may not respect you. It's really their choice.
Oof. That so I like that's the one of all of these that I've actually been to. Well, the next one that I'm going to do, I've also been there, but like I've never seen any ghosts at Madison. And I used to back in the day, I used to go party there and when I was like a younger Courtney, and my friends all went off to college at Madison and Whitewater, and yeah, I never saw any ghosts, but I also never went like looking for them back then. I might actually go looking for them now. Like, hey, you want to take a walk around the stadium at dark? Yes. You want to do that? Okay,
We'll
let's
go with you.
I'm telling you, these are all like Midwest. Like every one of these stadiums that we've talked about, like recently, with the exception of the one in New York, and actually that's not even that far because I could drive through Canada. Is like a 3 to 5 hour drive from me. Every single one.
Yeah, you all are messed up. It's all that corn you be eating. Okay.
I'm telling you, the Midwest. I don't have like mooses that are trying to attack me and bears.
First off, ain't no moose gonna attack you. Don't come at the mooses.
Jump off the truck. It attacked a truck. I sent that to you. It just
that was Eastern Montana, and you know what? That was a calf. Okay, that was a baby moose.
I heard that they're
is
kind of mean and that they will chase you down.
They will. They will if you, yes. Especially a mom with her calf. Oh,
I'm
God.
telling you. And they're
You might as
big.
well just... No, they're small.
They're really big.
I know they're big.
Do you know I've
Like a
actually
big old paddle heads. They're
I've
cute,
only
though.
ever seen a moose in the zoo. I've never seen one in real life. I
They
went to
have
Canada and
roosters
I
in
was
zoos.
yeah, out where you
Yeah.
don't see mooses. Like out here, you can see a moose in a zoo.
I'm done with you. Where mooses are, we don't just see them.
I'm telling you, I had a friend who lived in Chicago, and the only time he ever saw a cow in his life was at the zoo. And I'm like, there's cows in zoos? But they're like, yeah, I'm telling you.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, too.
Because
I'm
people,
sorry.
like city kids, never see cows. They make like petting zoos in the zoo so that like city kids can see cows and pigs and stuff.
Get out of the city, go to the country.
Some people can't afford it, and like Lincoln Park Zoo.
Google.
It's free. Well, yeah, but in real life, you go see a cow at the zoo.
No, I can't take that one. I'm sorry. I can't.
Amelia, my 6-year-old wants to see a koala so bad in real life that I've been like searching what zoos in America have koalas, and there's only like 4, and they're all like they're all on like the West Coast, and I think
Oregon has one.
Yeah, they're like San Diego, of course, has one, and I'm like, oh, why are they so far away? So I'm gonna have to work that out. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you my headstone story. And it actually involves Wisconsin, so it's interesting. Ugh. So when I was a teenager, like my junior year of high school, so I talk about how Jeremy and I went to high school together. We went to high school my freshman and sophomore year, and that's how we met. And then my junior and senior year, my family moved to Wisconsin. So I lived in Wisconsin for like two years of high school, and I actually ended up graduating up there. So we moved into this farmhouse on this road.
Just up there.
It was called but the road was called Six Corners Road. It was very creepy. Okay. So you drive all the way down. There's like an abandoned railroad station, like a church. No, it was called Brick Church Road on Six Corners. So I lived on Brick Church. It was on Six Corners. So you drive down and there's like this creepy old cemetery. It's all these old farmhouses. Everybody's house is like a half a mile apart. You have no neighbors. It's pitch black. So we move in. The first night we're there, I'm like walking on our sidewalk that goes like from our gravel driveway to that farmhouse that we're living in. And as I'm walking, I'm like, this sidewalk looks weird. It's like weird shaped.
No, stop.
And so my brother, so I'm a junior, my brother was a freshman. He walks over and he kicks it. Well, it moved.
No.
And so he's like, oh, it moved. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. So me, my brother and sister flip the sidewalk over. It's headstones.
No.
Somebody went down to the church and the cemetery, this very old, like from the 17 and 1800s cemetery, and stole headstones to make the pathway up to my house. We had to call the historic society to come and get these headstones and take them away, because I'm like, well, they can't. My mom was like, well, these can't stay here. This is gruesome. So yeah, somebody stole headstones to make a walkway to my house in the middle of nowhere in a creepy country farmhouse on
that would be a hell no.
Old road.
No.
It was pretty. It was terrible. I told you it was a horrible story.
Yep,
why anybody would be like, "Oh, this is a good idea."
Nope.
That's messed up. All right, guys. Yeah. Until next time, make good
choices.
Don't
move headstones.
Don't steal people's headstones.
No.
Don't. And don't bury like 140 people in one single grave, because
that's stupid too.
Not nice. That's not nice. Even if they were Confederate soldiers
on Native American ground. No.
On Native American ground. It's like double whammies, guys. Double whammies. All right. We have a couple more spookies for you, so I hope you like them. Bye. Me gusta mi booty, me gusta mi booty, me